Hello, friends. There are many behaviors in children with autism that can be managed by reassurance alone, like crying endlessly, running and jumping excessively. But why am I not labeling these behaviors as purposeless? Because every behavior has a meaning for the child, either to express their emotions or for communication. But today we are going to talk about disruptive behaviors in children with autism. What are disruptive behaviors? First, property destruction, like throwing household items on the floor. This could be accompanied by anger or laughter. Anger is an emotion, so expression of anger. Laughter could have sensory bases in it, visual, auditory, what they are gaining by throwing items on the floor. Or it could be a means of communication or gaining attention of the parent. Second is aggression towards others, like hitting, pinching, biting, pushing. There could be three reasons behind this. First, they want to communicate a need like hunger, thirst, toileting needs. They need to go outside or they're feeling sleepy. Secondly, they're not interested in the activity. They wanted to stop. Or thirdly, an activity of interest or a desired object has been taken away. Example, the child was banging a plate with a spoon and it was taken away. So they got angry and started hitting. And third are self-injurious behaviors like biting on hand, hitting head against a surface. We want to stop these behaviors at any cost. So what do we learn from these behaviors? They always have a reason. Identify it. It falls into 5 categories. First, the child wants to gain parent or a peer's attention. Second, they need a desired item or activity. Third, they do not want to continue an activity. Fourth, they are not comfortable with the environment, the social setting, and want to escape. And finally, there could be a sensory issue. Let us try to work on these reasons individually. First, if the child is trying to gain attention, try to leave the area for some time so that the child can calm down and approach you gently by touching your arm or hugging you and respond immediately with affection. Also, you can try to train your child. For example, you cannot give attention to the child immediately. So you can set an area where they can wait and count, for example, if the child is verbal, so that they can spend time over there and then you're ready to show them affection. Secondly, if the child is asking for a desired object in an aggressive way, try to replace it with a visual cue card. So the child will show the card to indicate what object they need, or they can simply point, so you can train them in pointing skills. Or thirdly, if the child is verbal, try to at least say the name of the object and do not try to respond to a jargon word. Thirdly, if the child usually escapes from an activity, try breaking it down into small parts. Let the child complete one part at a time. After that, they can have a kind of sensory break and then they can come back and finish the activity. For example, you want the child to make a tower of blocks, then hit it with the ball to drop it and then reform it. So after the second step, which is throwing the ball to break the tower, you can give them a sensory break specific to the child and then they can resume the activity. Fourthly, if the environment or the social setting is not comfortable, for example, you are taking the child somewhere outside or some guests are visiting, first step is try to prepare the child for each step. If you are going somewhere outside, are you ready to wear your clothes, change your clothes to look nice and they look in the mirror? Secondly, tell them, would you like to come and greet them or would you like to just stand and watch them? Give them that choice. And if you're taking them out, try always to keep a sensory kit which is specific to the sensory needs of the child to keep them calm. And finally, If your child is showing disruptive behaviors because of any sensory issues, give them a specific sensory diet plan that is catered to the needs of the child, their sensory needs, rather than a generalized program. And very important, try to create structure for the child throughout the day for them to follow, and you will find there are very less meltdowns observed. 5 principles of behavior management will help you considerably in dealing with these disruptive behaviors. First, always provide choice to your child. If some guests are arriving, for example, tell them, would you like to stay, greet them, and stay in the room the whole time? Or secondly, you just want to greet them and then go to your own room? Or thirdly, would you like to stay in your room when they arrive and come out when you are comfortable? But what if the child is nonverbal? Still, let the guests arrive and let your child respond in their own way. Do not force them to greet or do not force them to stay in the same room. Secondly, how to reinforce the child is dependent on how frequently the behavior occurs. For example, you identify that nearly every hour your child needs your attention. So make sure that you check in at least 5 minutes before that time, before your child has that meltdown. Thirdly, modify the environment of the child, make it more sensory friendly for them. For example, your child is not comfortable taking a bath. What is the reason? Is it the running water? Is it the fear of slipping? Is it the reflective surfaces in the bathroom? Is it the smell in the bathroom? So try to modify it. For example, the child is not comfortable with running water. The sound disturbs the child. So what do? Fill the water in the tub before bringing the child in so that they don't have to bear that sound and are more comfortable. Fourthly, try to identify the very basic needs of the child. It might be because of them that disruptive behaviors are happening. Sleep schedule, hunger, thirst, toileting needs. Try to set a structure for the child, and you will find that these disruptive behaviors happen less often. And finally, limit the number of prompts you are giving to the child. Prompt them or give assistance to them only when it is really required rather than giving it all the time. Have you ever realized these children repeat words so frequently or phrases so frequently? Why? We do it all the time with them. Come here, come here, come here. What do you expect? They are just repeating what we are doing with them. We will continue next week with more techniques on behavior management related to disruptive behaviors in children with autism and also reducing the frequency of their meltdowns. Don't forget to tune in next week, and also don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel for more content on autism awareness and child development. Ring the bell icon for notifications whenever my videos are out, and we'll meet again soon. Bye.